What's up, guys? This is D&D Vapes, and I am going to be doing um, a wick. I'm going to be wicking my smock TFB4. I'm using a regular coil right now, but I'm using the coil with the three-way coil or the tri-coil, whatever it's called. It's a juice hog, and honestly, I don't see any reason why anyone would want to really use that coil. As far as flavor, I get more flavor off of this than I do with that big coil. So I just, it's kind of a waste to me, and I haven't really been using this, and it's just been sitting. It gives me good clouds, but it gives me good flavor. It gives me a good amount of flavor, but I get more flavor with that one, and it's only a dual coil. This is a nice coil that's in here. I really do like it, but I don't see a reason why I would need it unless if I'm doing like a cloud comp or something like that. So I just want to put my rebuildable one back in there, and re-wick it and stuff and try to do it right. And the reason why I took it out was I was getting dry hits. I redid it. I was getting dry hits. I redid it. Still getting dry hits. And I'm starting to think it might be the coil I have in there is just, it's not working properly. I'm just going to take it out, put a new coil in it, and see how that works. And I'm not sure exactly what I want to use for a coil build, because I do have a lot of coils, and I do have, like I got some Claptons here I could probably use if I do a couple wraps and put it in there and try to work something out like that. So I do got some stuff I could use probably. Not sure what I want to do. And I have 26 gauge. I could just do the regular 26 gauge, 6 wraps, 7 wraps or something like that. So I might do something like that, or I might use this Clapton, or I also have this stuff here that is enough for me to twist it, 32 gauge, twist it up different ways to come up with a cool pattern that I have here. I have enough here to actually do about 4 wraps and put this in here. I have the Clapton here that I have enough of to make a nice single coil. So I have different options actually that I could use to build this coil. So one thing I have to do, guys, is just get my phone on. I need to go into YouTube, because I have to, if someone is in here chatting with me, I can't see you chatting. So we're going D&D Vapes live. There we go. Now I'm live in here with myself. All by myself. I'm singing all by my... Let me stop. I'll stick with my day job. Alright, so we're going to take this apart, and the way we're going to do that is we're going to go ahead and take the tank off, and we're going to empty it out. And I'll show you how I empty this out. The way I do is actually, I find a container that... What do I have in here anyways? Oh, I know what I have in here. And I actually don't have to do that. I got a syringe that I use. I go ahead and open that up, and I have a syringe. It's a blunt tip, so it won't hurt you. Just go ahead and grab that, and you could just suck all the juice right out. It's probably one of the best ways to do it, would be just to suck it out like this. So we got a good almost 3 mils here, plus I already vaped some out, and it holds. I'm not sure exactly what this holds. I'm gonna actually do a good measurement on it after I clean it and all that stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and open this. Oh, I can't get a good grip on it. Shoot. And that's right. This is a 25. Let me get my rings off. I don't tighten this. I actually snug this one, and it freaking gets so tight, and I only snug it, man. It really pisses me off, because when tanks do this and you're just snugging it and then it doesn't want to open because it seals itself from the heat and all that, this pisses me off. I wish there was an easier way to open it. Oh yeah, it's funny how they make a 22 millimeter tool like this, and then everybody's coming out with 25 millimeter now. So now they're gonna have to make a bigger size for the 25 mils. Ah, man, I can't freaking open it. Wow, dude, I cannot fucking budge this. Unbelievable. Time to bring out the big dogs. Didn't want to do this, but gonna have to. Now I need. Shit. I need my vice grips or something, man. Oh, I got it. Never mind. All I needed was one pair of pliers. Wow, that's really tough to open when it settles. There we go. Beautiful coil in there, man. Look at that. That's a beefy son of a gun. Just gonna wipe all the excess stuff off of this. Make sure it doesn't leak everywhere. We're gonna take that coil right out. There we go. These are, let me tell you something, these are some seriously beefy coils. And I'm gonna show you how beefy. This is a regular single coil. I mean, this thing is enormous. This is enormous. Look at that, the bottoms. I love these coils, and they're freaking heavy. Now, I don't know, but honestly, I took these, and some people are saying they're plated, but I cut one of these, and it's solid silver going all the way through it. And I melted one down. So I'm saving these, all these connectors, and I'm gonna test them. And if they end up being all solid silver connectors, dude, I'm melting them down, and I'm making me a nice freaking silver nugget. Oh yeah, I love silver. But that's just, you know, it might just be silver plated. But even if it's silver plated, I know how to get plating off too, and I'm not gonna, you guys could look it up and find out. I ain't telling nobody. It's pretty easy to do. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and grab my box. Or smoke. You know, it'd be nice if someone came out with a video that works for the company saying, hey, this is how we really pronounce it. Thank you for purchasing some product for us, but it is smoke or smock or whatever the hell it is. The TFV4 comes with a little booklet inside. You got your little paper warning. It gives you like a warning on one side, and then it's basically, it's telling you it passed. You can scan it and stuff. It tells you it passed. You know, the inspection. And then right here we have a little booklet. This tells you how to disassemble and assemble. It shows you the rebuildable atomizer right here. So that's pretty cool. My screen, you know, this kind of picks up blurry. Like, it's not very precise. Even like the writing on this, you can't see it. It's blurry. And then it doesn't want to zoom in either. It's because the video mode for some reason won't allow it to zoom in, zoom out and stuff. So I have to get a program that'll allow it to do that. So it comes with a booklet. Now all you got to do is you can lift this right up. You got a little string cut they have here, so you don't struggle trying to pull it out. Which, thank you, Smock, for doing that, because I hate when you got to struggle. It comes with a little care package here. You got your extra washers and stuff like that. Extra glass in case if your other one breaks. And it comes with some nice cotton in there. Little strand of cotton, which is pretty cool. I'm almost out of cotton, so I actually thank God they gave me this extra cotton, because I can use it now. All right, so we go ahead and get the coil out, the rebuildable. You know what I just remembered? Because I thought I was out of coils, and that's why I was using the other one. I like the rebuildable one. I forgot I got a whole box inside my drawer here with brand new coils, man. It came with the whole kit, whole box of coils, all the batteries, the whole device, everything all together. It was a good price. So this is the rebuildable, and it's really beefy single coil builder that you got here, and I like the way they made this one. You could just stick your screwdriver in there to hold it, and then you could turn it. So this is the setup I got in here, and I'm getting massive dry hits. Now I've built on this several times to try to figure out, and I've even put less cotton. I'm trying to figure out why I'm getting dry hits. All my RTAs that I have, I don't get dry hits. They all wick good. I got 4 wicks I gotta do on this. I gotta wick each well, 4 wells. It keeps up, it's bubbling up nice. No dry hits. I'm not gonna do hits like that one after another. I might do 2, 3, that's it. I wanna be able to keep up though, so I don't get dry hits. Same thing with this one. This is the Kangertech, 2 little slots. And this one has no problem. It wakes up nice. Oh, that's right. I had my friend using it. She was driving with me to the doctor's, and she's a smoker. And I made her not smoke in the car. She needed some, so I made her vape. So hey, it's one way of getting them into it. I told her no smoking in my car. I'm sorry. She goes, oh, I need my nicotine. Blah blah blah. So I was like, here you go. She was like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. I put it on 18 watts for her. And she was sitting there vaping on it. She was enjoying it. She was like, this is good. Oh, God, this is so good. Oh, my God. I'm like, yeah, that's right. So I'm hoping she might end up start vaping. She might get into it because of that. So we'll see. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the rebuildable coil. I'm going to screw it into the base for now while I build on it. Also, guys, if you see my holes, they're a lot bigger than the normal size than what a lot of other people have. I actually stretched my holes out. I drilled my holes out on this. The holes were tiny. 22 was the biggest I could probably get in there for a size, maybe a 20 gauge wire. But as far as doing like a Clapton, like a simple Clapton for this, or something simple of a cool build for this, I couldn't do crap. So I drilled out the holes and I got a nice build on here, and basically it's two 26 gauge wires, I believe, or two 30 gauge wires with a ribbon wire wrapped around it. So I made kind of a small tiny Clapton wire, you know what I mean, with ribbon around it or whatever. But anyways, I'm not even probably saying it right, but you guys hopefully will understand what I'm trying to say. and it works great. But also the builds I can make are a little bit bigger now. I can fit in here, and it works good. um, I was having problems before. I would have to do just a single coil build, and no, that's not why I'm getting dry hits, because I was getting dry hits before too with the regular wire that came with it. I actually used it, and I was still getting dry hits with that. So it's my wicking technique I'm using that's not working with this. So I just got to figure out how to wick it properly, and the only way I'm going to do that is by practicing, trying it over and over again. So this coil here is still good, so I'm going to go ahead and save this and put it in my coil jug. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to grab my 521 tab, and I am going to sit this in my 521 tab, and we're going to put a build on it. I'm going to go ahead and leave it in the box. I'm just going to, actually no, I got to take it out. I need to put a battery in it. So we're going to go ahead and screw this on. I'm going to bring you guys down so you can watch. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, so you guys will be able to watch. We'll bring this over right here. Bring a little bit of light into the subject. I don't have much light, but it's a little something that'll help, hopefully. Alright, so we got our build right here. And we're going to try and go ahead and see what kind of build we could put on this. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this stuff away. I got these coils here I can use. My box is right there. I have cotton right here I can use that comes with it. And we got our setup. See, I got this one pre-made that I could use. I copied the original. Just to make it easier for myself. Also, I have this coil wire here that I wanted to try. I don't think I could put very many wraps on this. That's the only thing. So let me see how many wraps I could do. It would have to be like a micro coil. So I can't do that many wraps. 2, 3. See, probably like 4 is the most I could do on this. Yeah, 4 is like the most I could do for wraps. And I don't even think that'll work, to tell you the truth. So was too small. I thought it might have worked, but now I have this Clapton, which is a nice piece of wire that I can use if I straighten it out properly. I should be able to do a nice wrap with this. Now I don't have to really straighten it out too much because it's just going to curl up on top of that wire, so on top of this coil jig. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and try to do, let's see, maybe if I hold it like this, it'll be a little easier. There we go. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. That's pretty much all I'm going to do, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually pull this one out. Oops. I'm going to pull this one out a little bit, allowing the other parts to re-wrap themselves. I need to pull this out because I don't have enough slack to have something to tie on, grip onto. So we're going to pull that one. We're going to, I hate when I do that. We're going to pull this one, tighten them up, and then we're going to freaking look for my glasses so I could see. We're going to snip these pieces off that just pulled out. Not much came out, and that's not going to hurt it. So we're just going to snip this, snip this. We're going to pull that down a little bit. We're going to put our bends in it a little bit. So right about there looks about good. And this one would go inwards this way. So now you have this build just like that. There we go. And we have a 5 wrap on here, which if you see 5 wraps fits on there perfectly, right evenly with your whole base, positive base here and negative. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna slide these leads right in. And this side here, if you want, all you have to do is grab your needle nose or tweezers and just guide it in with that. Give it a little help. Alright, now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and you want to not loosen that, but grab your screwdriver. My coil got stuck to my sweater. You want to go ahead and tighten your positive lead down. Okay, and now you're going to go ahead, push this negative in, and you're going to tighten your negative down now. Actually, which one's negative, which one's positive? Alright, your positive is the big base there, and your negative is the whole rest of the body. So we got that nice and snugged, almost like my positive there. It's not screwed in the right way. The screw looks like it went down all the way to the bottom. We're gonna try that again. Yeah, I can feel it. It's grabbing. She's screwed in there, barely, but it's in there. There we go. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna grab our coil jig that we used, and we're just gonna go ahead and straighten this out a little bit. Make sure she's sitting right. The coil is nice and on there. Now, what you want to do also is you want to make sure that your coils aren't touching the body. Like my negative here is touching the positive right down here. Now, what that's going to do is just going to short out right here. It's not going to power this up the proper way. So what you want to do is grab the flathead side, so you have a bigger body base, and you're going to push on your coil and push it out a little bit, but just so that is not touching your positive. If you look slightly, your negative and your positive are off-centered, and I don't know if anyone notices that. And the purpose of that is your positive is out this way, so if your wire touches your positive base, it's not going to do anything because it's already screwed into the positive, and your power is going to still go in the right way. Your negative right here is sticking out that way more, and the purpose of that is when the coil is against that, it's not supposed to touch your positive right here as long as it's going straight. But if it's curved in like that, it will touch. That's why you want to push this out and straighten your wire by pushing on your coil. Straighten it out nice, make sure your wire is straight, and it shouldn't touch your positive base here. You'll have that gap right there, because this negative, they made it off center to the well, it depends which way you're looking at it, but towards away from the positive base, it's cut. And then if you look on this side here, it grabs because your positive base is coming out tiny bit that way. And I might be wrong, but that's the way it looks like to me. This is just over about 1 centimeter over that way, and that's it. And it does keep a gap. Yeah, see my screwdriver, my tap end, it grabs right there. There's a little lip there, and there's a little lip right there. So they did make it off center, cut it off center a little bit, which was smart, so the wire does stay away from that positive. So I could push it in and it's still not touching off center like that. So that's good. My coil, I feel safer with my coil not touching it like that. So we're gonna center this like that. What just fell? Oh, my cap. So that coil is nice. If you look at that and see how that's sitting, it's right above the airflow. So you have enough space for your airflow to come up and hit the bottom of the coil. Also, the air will wrap around and come back up into your mouthpiece, but into the drip tip. But you want to center that right over. You want to try to center it even, because you want airflow going over both sides of the coil evenly, so it stays nice and cool, but doesn't cool off too much either. You want to, I noticed that the cold air, the colder it is, the less I could taste the juice. The warmer the juice is, it seems like I could taste it a lot more better than if it was to be cold. So I rather have my juice come out warmer than colder. So warmer vape is better for me. I'm just saying, that's for me. I just taste, it seems like I taste my juices better when it's warmer. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw a battery in here because everything's being used, I believe. All my batteries, I should have one battery. Yeah, there it goes. I was gonna say I should have one battery left over here somewhere. So we're gonna go ahead and put this, positive is right there. Go ahead and pop that in there. All right. It's a 0.39. That's a very nice build. At least, you know, it's a nice, for a mod and stuff like that, it's a good build. We're gonna go ahead and fire this, pulse it. It's gonna heat up like that and pop and all that. But we're gonna pulse this because if you see it's not firing right. We got one side getting red hot and the other side is cooler. So you go ahead, grab your coil, your tweezers, and just hold it down while you fire it. And it should start firing right after doing that. We'll cool it down a little bit. Alright, now we'll go ahead and fire it. We'll turn off this light so we can see the red easier. And there it goes. She's firing nice. Oh yeah, she's ready to vape already. Look at that. Nice firing. I'm gonna actually, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna show you how I do my macro close-up shots, micro shots here. So we're gonna grab, and then what I do is I grab my phone, I turn on my camera, I set my lens up, make sure it's in the right spot, and now I could zoom in and I will show you how this comes out. These close-ups are beautiful. Now the thing is, you gotta try to hold your hand very steady when you do these shots. So that's the only thing, is just hold your hand very steady. And then the fire shots are hard for me to do too, because once again, if I had a helping hand, I could do it a lot easier to do the fire shots. So what I'll do is I'll zoom out a little bit on this one. Oh, I'm too close is what it is. We'll get that red hot, and the darker it is, the better the shot comes out. I don't want to touch it. I gotta zoom in more. Man, these shots are hard to get if you don't do it right. But we're gonna get that red hot. It won't take a picture. Why won't it snapshot it? Wow, it wouldn't snapshot. I couldn't snapshot it. That freaking sucks. It wouldn't let me take the picture. And my hand was burning up. It's getting hot. All right, we'll try it now. See, it's hard. You can't, like, you got to be able to hold it, do the snapshots. I don't have my stand I usually use. There we go. I'm going to hold it right there. It should start getting hot. Yeah, what's going on? It's not letting me do my shot. Something's going on with my camera, I think. I'm not sure. I think it's frozen. It froze somehow. Oh well, whatever. I don't give a shit. I already got one shot of it, so that's all I really care about. One snapshot's good enough. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna wick this up now. So I'm gonna use the cotton that Smock gave me, or Smoke. So we're gonna try this stuff and see how good it is. All right, it seems like a pretty good cotton. I'm not sure exactly what they're using in here, but it seems like a pretty nice cotton. It's very soft, and it doesn't seem like it's 100% natural though. That's the only thing. It feels like it's something's up with this cotton. I don't know. Better not taste weird. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this right about here. I should be able to get 2 pieces out of this. We're gonna split this right down the middle. This should be just enough cotton for this to wick up nice. All right, so that looks like it'll work good. Oh yeah, that's good. All right, so now what you want to do is you want to take it off of your base, because we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do this a different way, I think. And if it works the way I think it's gonna work, I think it'll work, if you know what I mean by work. Basically, I learned a different way of doing these from the guys, and I wanna think that this will work if I do it this way. If I stuff, yeah, see, I don't think it's gonna work good like that. I'm gonna do it my way. So I'm gonna bring it down. Bring it down by the river. See, this is how I usually do it. And I put the wick down into the crevices there. And then I screw it in. But the only thing is I usually thin it out too and make sure it's not so thick. Because if it's too thick, you won't be able to get cotton up in there. I mean juice up in there to travel up the right way. So I want to thin this out, and I'm hoping that it'll wick fast enough. So I thinned it out a lot. Let me see how it sits in there. Yeah, see, that's to me that's good. Like, that's really, really good. It's really thin. It's not thick. So I'm gonna do it like on this too. I'm gonna brush that and thin it out. Let me see how it sits in there and feels. That feels great. Really thinned out. There's no reason why cotton can't get up. I mean, juice can't get up in through there. So I thinned it out right to a point where, man, it'll leak if I go any thinner than that. I'm going to take this and hold so the cotton holds itself in place. See, and what I usually do is I leave the wick like this. And this is what I thought was possibly causing it to do that, but there's no way that this little bit of wick here, oh, see, my wick got caught in the side there. I didn't see that. That my wick is gonna make it get plugged up from that. And then I just cut it right at the edge there. So to me, this has gotta work. Like, there's just no way this won't work. I don't see how it's gonna get plugged up from this. So now I'm just gonna take my little tool here and I'm gonna just guide that cotton, spread it out so it's loose, but it's from edge to edge. It goes from one edge to another. And that's just gonna make sure that the cotton ain't gonna slide up all the way up and just start leaking inside. This cotton is really loose. There should be no problem for this to wick up. And one of the ways I'm going to test that, the speed of the wicking, is by using a syringe with juice in it. We're going to slowly put some juice there and see how fast it wicks up. Now that should wick up pretty fast and get over to the other coil, to the coil. I could see it getting sucked right up in there. We're gonna go ahead and juice the other one up. I don't want to get too much juice on there and make a mess. So you can see the juice is just about gone already. It is wicking pretty fast. See, if you put another drop on there, you could see how fast it wicks up, and it's going a decent speed. It's not taking too long to wick up. With two sides wicking up this fast, I shouldn't get any dry hits. So this is my main concern. And once it's got juice in it too, I believe it wicks faster with the heat and the wick. So, oh yeah, and plus when you suck on it, it really sucks up the juice. Yep. That's good. That's good. That's good. This is, I think, going to work out a little better than before. Yeah, this is actually working pretty good. So it's wicked. Oops, I got cotton in my coil, my base. Get that out of there. We're going to go ahead and screw this on. So I guess one of my problems too with the juicing, it's how the juice has got to get down in that crevice to be able to juice itself. It's really got to get down in there. And if that base is warm, it will warm up the juice and it will allow the juice to get in there a lot quicker. But when you first start off, your base is cold, your coil is cold, and the juice is cold, so that juice to try to get in there is going to be a little hard. Now, what I did was I put juice in there, and what should happen is this juice should start disappearing and wicking up into the coil up here. Now, that will let me know that this is working the proper way, and it's wicking good. So I'm just putting up juice to bubble up around the edge. All that should some of it should disappear. If it's wicking right, it should soak up and start going down. And I still got a lot of juice there on the edge. I don't see any of this. Oh wait, I do see it going. It's disappearing. It is, yep. It's starting to wick up into the wick. Now what I want to do is I want to see if that wick is wet. So I'm going to take a light. And I'm just going to look at my cotton in there. And geez, I don't know if my cotton's wet or almost looks like it's working. All that juice is just about gone. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the juice and I'm putting it all along this edge, right where the juice goes down. And if your cotton is done right, this juice will disappear. It'll start going down in that crack and coming up into your coil. And that's how I test to see if my wick is right, if it's good. Because if it's not, then it's not going to go up into there. You're going to have all that juice still sitting here. And your wick in there with your coil is going to be very dry. And you're going to get dry hits. And you're going to be pissed off. And it looks like it's getting wet in there. It looks like it's actually working very well so far. My coil looks like it's soaked up enough juice. We're gonna, yes, there is juice. I see bubbles coming up from the coil. That is awesome. So it's really juicing up really well. Want to make sure once you hit this, oh yeah, see, now the cotton's soaking wet. I can see it now. This is burning away the juice, and the juice will start going down on the edges. It should. So now my coil's a little drier, and that juice should start going down. Yep. Oh yeah, there it goes. It's all disappearing right here. So that's working good, guys. It's juicing, and I think it's gonna keep up this time. I did the ultimate test. What's up, dude? What's going on, guy? I just realized you were sitting there talking to me. Sorry if I didn't see you right away. I was into my little build here I'm doing on my Smock TFV4. So I finished doing wicking on it, making sure it was wicked right. Did a little test to make sure the juice is going down fast enough for it. And she's working good. All right, so now I'm gonna put it back together. Just like that. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna lift this up a little bit. I'm gonna fill her up now and see how she vapes and how it keeps up with the wicking I did on the real monster. There we go. I'm gonna get a little bit more. We're gonna fill this up all the way because I have confidence in my wicking. This tank is huge. All right, it's good enough for me. All right, time to test it out. Where's my, here it goes. We're gonna put this on and we're gonna test her out. All right, let's see how this works. Make sure it's not, my hands are clean. I don't want to get juice all over this. All right, I got it up on 93 watts. I'm actually going to start a little bit on the lower side with this. Make sure the wicking's good and everything's working just good. So we're going to go up to 50 watts. $50 watts, all right? 50 watts. Let me take this band off of it so you guys can see it wicking, juicing up. You should see bubbles coming up from in here somewhere soon. I'm getting great flavor on that Clapton, single Clapton. I'm going to put this up a little bit more. I'm going to go up to 60 watts. There we go. 60 watts even. Well, I'm still getting really good flavor. Really good flavor. This is so far better than every coil I've had in here. Everything is going smooth. So far so good. I'm gonna go up to 70 watts. The juice is getting warm. I can feel it. So when it gets warm like that, it juices up even faster because the juice thins out more. So we're gonna go on 70.9. We're just gonna go up to 71. There we go, 71 watts. Wow. I don't see bubbles yet. Huh. This is so far I'm happy with it. I'm gonna go up to 75. I'll go up a little slower this time. Alright, so 70 would be the magic number, because at 75 it's still vaping really well, but you could a tiny bit you could taste that cotton, and that means it's just starting to get to that drying out spot when you're vaping it. $70 watts is the magic number for this build. I'm getting a lot of flavor, a lot of juice is being vaped out. It's great. 5 wraps. I did a Clapton, parallel Clapton. So I have two 26 gauge wires with a Clapton built, and that one was a 30 gauge wire that I used. With 5 wraps, I drilled out the holes in this. Made them a little bit bigger so I could fit those in there, and let me tell you something, it's working beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The flavor, everything is just 100%. It's 100%, man. I'm just very happy with the flavor I'm getting from this. Very good. That came out great. So there you go, guys. If you have the patience and you have the tools and the knowledge, you could drill out your hose a little bit bigger, put some Claptons in your build in here, and you're good to go. Or you could go and buy your rebuildable, the new buildable atomizers they have for these, where you could build the dual, the triple, the quadruple, whatever it is. So you could go ahead and do those, and those have bigger coil hose for your leads to fit in there. This is the first one, I believe, that came out, and it's for a single coil build. And the holes for the leads to go in are very small. You could fit up to maybe a 22 gauge wire in there, and that's about it, or maybe a 20 at the most. But anything else other than that, you can't fit in those holes, and you can't even fit a Clapton in there or nothing. So what I went and did is I drilled out the holes bigger, so I could fit my Claptons in there and stuff, and it's working great. You have to have a steady hand. You have to have patience, because if you go too fast or anything, you could bust it up. So you want to stay calm, drill it out nice and easy, and you don't have a lot of space to work with. That's why you want to take your time so you don't ruin it. But once you finish the product and you build your nice Claptons and put them in there, let me tell you something, you're going to be so happy with the flavor you get from it, and the production of it is just awesome. You know, I might actually be able to go up a little bit higher as long as I'm not chain vaping it. I was kind of chain vaping it a little bit, so I could see it drying out like that. But being that you're not chain vaping, I'm gonna go up to 80 real quick, and I'm gonna see how that hits on 80 without doing the chain vaping. And let's say it's la 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 la. I'm just sitting here chilling with my friends. Got some bubbles in there. That means the wick is nice and juiced up. I just saw a bubble go up too. So we're just chilling, blah blah blah. Now I'm gonna take my hit. I got the air wide open, so there's no suction helping the juice get in there. It's wide open. That's working good. 80 watts. It's working awesome. And that's basically all I would hit it that way, is like that. That's it. I would be done. I would sit it down, and I wouldn't need any more for a while. So the way it's vaping, the way I have it, it's perfect. I'm not changing it. I think I figured out my wicking technique I'm going to do for that, and how much to put and stuff. I finally got it. So yeah, that coil will be good for a month or two in there, so I'll be good. But anyways, guys, this is the end of my video. I just wanted to show you guys how I wick my my RX200 with the TFV4 on it, and show you how to wick it the right way, how to use it, and what wattages you could go to with the builds that you'd put on there. So peace out, God bless, and vape on.